Have you ever imagined living in a place where houses don't have curtains, women make the first move in dating, and going to the sauna means leaving your swimsuit at home? In the Netherlands, candy is saltier than the sea, breakfast is bread with chocolate sprinkles, and the local definition of privacy might just shock you. You'll be surprised to learn that there's a house that sits in two different countries, overpasses built just for animals, and a culture where women are not only the tallest in the world, but also the most confident. Today, we aren't just exploring the geography, we are uncovering the 20 strange facts and secret cultural rules of the Netherlands. From the red light windows to the hidden rules of Dutch dating. Let's get started. The lowest country in the world located in northwestern Europe. The Netherlands has a landscape that's almost unreal. Over 25% of its land lies below sea level, and most of the rest is just barely above it. With a total area of around 16,000 square miles smaller than the state of West Virginia, the Netherlands is world famous for its high-tech innovation and water management technology. As of 2025, the country's population has surpassed 18.3 million, with most people living in densely packed, yet extremely organized cities. Dutch is the official language, but most Dutch people speak English fluently, often even better than many other Europeans. The climate is mild year-round, with summer temperatures averaging around 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you think living below sea level means the country is constantly flooded, think again. The Netherlands boasts the most advanced flood control system in the world, including the Maaslankering, a massive storm surge barrier the size of the Eiffel Tower that can fully close in just 2 hours. It's one of the smartest, quirkiest, and most underwater countries on Earth. The Netherlands is known as one of the most open and progressive countries when it comes to personal freedom. A vivid example of this culture is its network of over 70 clothing-optional beaches where people are free to be themselves without fear of judgment. In the Netherlands, clothing-optional areas aren't seen as strange. They're part of a lifestyle that respects freedom. Locals believe the human body is nothing to be ashamed of. One of the most famous beaches is Zandvoort, known for its lively festivals. Further south is Kalensug, considered Europe's very first clothing-optional beach. If you're looking for a family-friendly spot, Scheveningen in The Hague offers a designated zone that still feels traditional and welcoming. What's fascinating is that these beaches operate like eco-resorts where you can truly connect with nature. So, would you dare to hit the beach Dutch style? Drop a number 5 in the comments if you'd visit Zandvoort. Speaking of body positivity, if you visit a spa or sauna in the Netherlands hoping to relax, be prepared for a culture shock. In Dutch wellness centers, clothing is often forbidden. And we aren't talking about separated men's and women's sections. It is fully mixed, and bathing suits are not allowed. Dutch women are incredibly comfortable with their bodies and think nothing of sitting in a sauna next to strangers completely naturally. For an American tourist, it can be a jaw-dropping experience. For the Dutch, it's just a Tuesday afternoon. It is a level of confidence and freedom you won't see anywhere else. If you've ever strolled along the cobbled streets of Amsterdam or Utrecht, you've probably noticed something striking. Dutch women are hard to miss. With an average height of nearly 5 foot 8 inches, they are among the tallest women in the world, even taller than the average American man. But it's not just about height. They carry a bold, natural elegance, fair skin, blonde or light brown hair, deep-set eyes, and a self-assured charm like they just stepped out of a Vermeer painting. Whether they are baristas, doctors, or lawyers, Dutch women are independent and unafraid to take initiative. In fact, they don't wait around for a man to propose. On February 29th, tradition gives women the special right to do the proposing. They don't sit around waiting for a charming prince. They act like confident adults who know what they want. Leave a number 8 in the comments if you want to know the most popular dating app to meet a Dutch girl. Since we are talking about Dutch women, we have to mention their unique skill, looking incredible on a bicycle. In most countries, if a woman is wearing a short skirt or high heels, she takes a taxi. In the Netherlands, she hops on a bike. It is a daily visual treat to see Dutch women cycling in outfits that seem impossible to ride in. Whether it's a windy day or they are balancing groceries, they ride with a straight posture and an elegance that highlights their long legs. They don't change into cycling gear, they wear what they want and they ride with confidence. It's a masterclass in balance and beauty that you'll see on every street corner. If you stroll through a Dutch neighborhood in the evening, you'll notice something that would make most Americans feel exposed. Many homes have wide open windows with no curtains at all. Even when the lights are on, you can see directly into their living rooms. This isn't an accident. It's a long-standing Dutch tradition rooted in the nothing-to-hide mentality of Calvinism. Historically, if you lived righteously, there was no reason to close the curtains. Today, it has evolved into a symbol of transparency and trust. The paradox is that the Dutch value privacy deeply, but they express it by showing you they have nothing to conceal. You are allowed to look, but the unspoken social rule is that you don't stop and stare. It's a delicate balance between total openness and deep personal boundaries. While we're talking about windows, we have to mention the most famous ones in the world. In the heart of Amsterdam's De Wallen district, the windows take on a very different meaning here. The Dutch approach to freedom and transparency reaches its peak. Unlike most countries where this industry is pushed into dark alleys, here it is well lit, licensed, and right on the street. But make no mistake, these women are not just on display. They are independent entrepreneurs, protected by strict laws and unions. They are often 21 or older, and they command total respect. If a visitor tries to take a photo or behaves disrespectfully, they'll quickly find out that Dutch women, especially here, are fierce and have zero tolerance for nonsense. It's a unique intersection of business, freedom, and the signature Dutch no-nonsense attitude. If you think international borders are always walls and wire, welcome to Baarle. This town is a geopolitical puzzle where the Netherlands and Belgium are literally woven together. There are 30 different pieces of land, enclaves, swapped between the two nations. You can be in a Dutch cafe and walk 5 steps into a Belgian kitchen. Because the border runs through houses, the local rule is simple. Your nationality is determined by where your front door is located. In the past, this led to hilarious loopholes. If Dutch law required a bar to close early, the owner would simply move the tables to the Belgian side of the room to stay open late. It's a living museum of European history and a testament to how the Dutch managed to make even the most complicated situations look perfectly organized. In a world of heavy filters and excessive styling, Dutch women are famous for their natural look. It's an unfiltered beauty that many visitors find incredibly refreshing. You'll rarely see thick foundation or over-contoured faces here. Instead, the focus is on clear skin, natural waves, and a healthy athletic build. Part of this is practical. When you cycle through rain and wind every day, a full face of makeup just doesn't survive. But it's also a cultural choice. Dutch women don't feel the pressure to mask themselves. There is something undeniably attractive about a woman who can step off a bike with messy hair, wipe the rain from her face, and meet your gaze with total, unshakable confidence. They don't need the glamour to command the room. Finally, we have to talk about the klompen, the iconic wooden shoes. While most people think they are just for souvenirs, the Dutch still take them very seriously. Historically, these were the ultimate worker's shoe, waterproof, warm, and durable enough for the muddy fields. But the Dutch have turned this practical tool into a sport. In regions like Friesland, you'll still find competitions where locals run full races wearing real wooden clogs. Imagine the sound of 100 wooden shoes hitting the pavement at once. It's a wooden symphony that proves the Dutch never truly let go of their heritage. They just find a way to make it more fun. Whether they are dancing or racing, those clogs are a solid symbol of the Dutch spirit. Practical, durable, and just a little bit crazy. In most of the world, a highway is a barrier that cuts nature in half. But the Dutch, with their legendary engineering empathy, refuse to let their roads destroy the wild. They didn't just build bridges for cars, they built entire ecosystems in the sky. These are the ecoducts, massive, grassy overpasses designed exclusively for animals to safely cross over roaring highways. The most famous of these, Natuurbrug Zanderage Krelu, is a staggering 800 meters long, making it the longest wildlife bridge on the planet. Imagine driving at 100 kilometers per hour while directly above your head, a herd of deer or a family of foxes is casually strolling through a microforest, completely unaware of the traffic below. They have even designed specific tunnels for frogs, snakes, and hedgehogs. It is a beautiful, expensive, and deeply compassionate statement. In the Netherlands, even the wildlife has its own VIP traffic lanes. It proves that this is a country where intelligence is used to help everyone, human or animal, live in total harmony. If you think living on a boat means a cramped, damp life, you haven't seen a Dutch houseboat. In the heart of Amsterdam, living on the water isn't a sign of lack of space. It's the ultimate status symbol of freedom and creativity. There are over 2,500 of these floating villas permanently docked along the historic canals, and they are fully fledged luxury homes. We're talking about multi-story residences with floor-to-ceiling glass, designer kitchens and rooftop terraces, where you can sip wine while the city's lights dance on the water around you. Some even have small gardens on deck. There's something incredibly alluring about this lifestyle. Imagine waking up to the gentle rocking of the canal and stepping out to wave at your neighbor kayaking to work. It attracts a specific kind of resident, artistic, wealthy, and fiercely independent. The Netherlands is often gray and rainy, which has created a fascinating cultural phenomenon. The Dutch have an almost religious relationship with the sun. The moment the temperature hits 65 degrees, the entire country drops everything. Corporate offices empty out, and the city parks, like the iconic Vondelpark, turn into massive open-air beach parties. This is where you see the true confidence of Dutch women. They don't hide away at private clubs. They head to the nearest patch of public grass, strip down to their bikinis, and soak up every second of sunlight. Walking through the park on a sunny Tuesday afternoon feels like walking through a high-end swimsuit photo shoot. There is no shame, no judgment, just a pure celebration of the body in the summer. The sight of thousands of people basking in the sun in the middle of a bustling city is a visual experience you won't find anywhere else in Europe. It's bold, it's beautiful, and it's quintessentially Dutch. Just a short drive from the high-tech streets of Amsterdam lies Marken, a place that feels like it's been preserved in a glass jar since the 17th century. This isn't a theme park. It's a real village where the residents are the guardians of a lost world. You'll see women walking the cobbled paths in traditional dress, intricate floral tops, heavy pleated skirts, and starched white bonnets. But here's the secret. The clothes are a language. Every ribbon and every pattern tells a story about the woman wearing it, her age, her marital status, and even if she is in mourning. It was the world's first social media profile written in fabric. The women here possess a stoic, classic beauty and a deep pride in their heritage. They live in green wooden houses built on stilts to survive the floods of the past, creating a silhouette against the sky that looks like a painting come to life. It is a stunning contrast to the modern world just a few miles away. Imagine a world with no cars, no horns, and no sirens. Welcome to Giethoorn, the Venice of the North. In this village, the streets are made of water, and the only way to get around is by boat or on foot across one of the 170 narrow wooden bridges. The locals use Vloesterboten whisper boats, which are powered by silent electric motors so they don't disturb the peace. You glide past farmhouses with thatched roofs made of local reeds, surrounded by perfectly manicured gardens that spill into the water. It is, without a doubt, the most romantic place in the Netherlands. There is something magical about navigating these silent waterways with a beautiful companion, surrounded by the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of birds. It is a place designed for slow living and deep conversation. If you're wondering how to plan the perfect day trip here to impress a Dutch woman, or if you want to know the best secret spots in Giethoorn away from the tourist crowds, let me know in the comments below. I have a few tips that will make you look like a local expert. If there is a city on this planet that belongs to the bicycle, it is Amsterdam. But for the visitor, it's not the bikes that are the main attraction. It's the people on them. Amsterdam has more bicycles than residents, and they aren't just for commuting. They are a stage for the city's natural beauty. Imagine standing on a bridge at sunset. You'll see Dutch women in business suits, floral summer dresses, or even elegant evening wear, gliding past you with a posture that would put a runway model to shame. They don't wear helmets, and they don't wear cycling clothes. They simply live their lives on two wheels. There is something intoxicating about the sight of a woman navigating a 400-year-old cobbled street with such effortless grace. But the real secret of Amsterdam is the safety. Because the culture is so open and transparent, the city feels incredibly secure. It is one of the few places in the world where you will see stunning women walking home alone at 2 a.m., completely unbothered, stopping to grab a fresh flower from a night market, or a warm pastry from a local bakery. They carry a sense of untouchable independence. The Netherlands is a country that was literally dragged out of the ocean, and because of that, the Dutch have an obsession with making their land as beautiful as possible. This reached its peak in the 17th century with tulip mania, where a single flower bulb could cost more than a house. Today, that obsession lives on at Keukenhof. Imagine 79 acres of land covered in 7 million tulips, hyacinths, and daffodils. It is the largest flower garden in the world, and walking through it is like walking through a dream. The air is thick with the scent of spring, and the colors are so bright they look artificial. But the Dutch don't just build beauty, they build power. The delta works and the windmills of Kinderdijk are masterpieces of engineering. For over 700 years, these giants have stood guard, pumping water to keep the land dry. It is a reminder that the people here are masters of their environment. They have a saying, God created the world, but the Dutch created the Netherlands. This mastery over life and nature is reflected in their personalities. They are controlled, intelligent, and deeply appreciative of the finer, more beautiful things in life. Don't let the organized streets fool you. The Dutch know how to party harder than almost anyone in Europe. On April 27th, for Koningsdag, the entire country turns bright orange. It is a day of total national madness. The canals are packed with boats, the music is deafening, and the beer flows like water. It's a day where all social barriers break down and everyone is your best friend. But if you want to see the true grit of the Dutch spirit, you have to visit in January for the Nieuwjaarsweek. On the beaches of Scheveningen, over 10,000 people gather in the freezing cold. At the sound of a horn, they strip down to their swimwear, most wearing the signature orange Unox hats, and charge into the icy North Sea. Watching thousands of beautiful Dutch women laughing and screaming as they plunge into the freezing waves is a sight you will never forget. It's bold, it's primal, and it shows you exactly why these women are so legendary. They aren't afraid of anything, not even the freezing Atlantic. If you want to know how to get an invitation to these private Dutch parties or how to meet Dutch women during these wild festivals, let me know in the comments below. Why settle for a vacation when you could settle down? The cost of living in the Netherlands is one of the world's best kept secrets. While cities like New York or London will bleed you dry, the Netherlands offers a smart luxury. Yes, a prime apartment in Amsterdam is expensive, but the surrounding cities like Utrecht or Haarlem offer stunning, historic living for a fraction of the price. Here, your money goes further. You get world-class healthcare, a transport system that is never a minute late, and a social system that values your happiness over your output. But the real value is the lifestyle. Imagine a life where you work 32 hours a week, spend your afternoons cycling through the woods with a partner who is your intellectual equal, and your weekends on a boat in the canals. The Dutch have mastered the art of niksen, the art of doing nothing, and they do it in style. It is a life of simplicity, high-speed internet, and world-class beauty. If you've ever felt like the rat race in the US or UK is killing you, the Netherlands is the cure. We've saved the best for last. Dutch food is a sensory experience designed for people who love to eat. We've talked about the raw herring, the salty, silky national snack that you swallow whole while looking at the sky. It is a rite of passage for any man visiting the country. If you can handle the herring, you've earned the respect of the locals. Then there is the automatiek, the legendary snack walls. There is nothing quite like the late-night thrill of walking up to a wall of glowing glass windows and pulling out a hot, crispy bami shich for a beef croquette. It's the ultimate in instant gratification. But the real queen of Dutch food is the stroopwafel. Two thin cinnamon spice wafers joined by a layer of warm, gooey caramel. When you place it over a hot cup of tea or coffee, the steam softens the waffle and melts the caramel, creating a bite of pure heaven. And of course the hagelslag, the chocolate sprinkles on buttered bread. It's a reminder that even as adults, the Dutch haven't lost their sense of joy and playfulness. The food, like the people, is simple, honest, and deeply satisfying. We've mentioned that the Dutch don't use curtains, but there is a secret reason for this that goes beyond just honesty. In the high-end canal houses of Amsterdam and Utrecht, the residents treat their windows like a stage. This is known as the showroom culture. Because these historic homes are so prestigious, the women who live in them take immense pride in their interior design. When the sun goes down, they turn on warm, designer lighting specifically to showcase their homes to the people passing by on boats. As you glide through the water at night, it feels like you are watching a series of silent, beautiful movies. You'll see elegant Dutch women hosting dinner parties or reading by a fireplace in rooms that look like they belong in a museum. They know you are looking, and they curate the view perfectly. It's a sophisticated game of see and be seen that adds a layer of glamour to the city's nightlife that you won't find anywhere else. There is a Dutch word that has no direct translation in English, but it is the secret key to understanding the culture: Gezellig. It's a feeling of coziness, social connection, and being in a good vibe. But for a visitor, the most Gezellig thing you'll find is a brown cafe. These are the traditional Dutch pubs, some of them hundreds of years old, with sand on the floor and thick rugs on the tables to soak up spilled beer. This is where the real Netherlands happens. Unlike the flashy clubs of Ibiza or London, Dutch women prefer these cozy, intimate spots. You'll see a woman who looks like a CEO or a high-fashion model sitting on a wooden stool, drinking a craft beer and eating bitterballen with her friends. They value atmosphere and authentic conversation over loud music in VIP booths. It makes them incredibly approachable if you understand the Gezellig vibe. It's about being down to earth and enjoying the moment. In a brown cafe, the barriers are down, the lighting is low, and the beauty is natural. The Netherlands isn't just a country, it's a masterpiece of freedom, engineering, and beauty. From the curtainless windows to the confidence of the people, this travel documentary has only scratched the surface of what makes this place so unique. But the world has even stranger secrets waiting for you. If you found the Dutch lifestyle fascinating, you won't believe what we found in our next destination. Click the video on your screen right now to continue the journey. Don't wait, the most surprising secrets are just one click away. I'll see you there. Thank you for exploring the world with us here on Beyond Globe TV.